करता हूँ. Hello guys, welcome to SatSang. Me and I am Bhavik. My co-host is Sambhav. So let's start with this video.
Look, I'm very bullish on the long-term viability of Bitcoin.
I was going to say, did that surprise you?
That surprised me how much that's
Really?
gone up. I mean, look at it. It is. We're creating now a market that has more liquidity, more transparency, and I'm pleasantly surprised, and I would never have predicted it before we filed it, that we were going to see this type of retail demand.
So you thought you'd do good,
Yeah.
but not this good.
I thought, yes, yes,
Well,
definitely.
IBIT is your ETF
Yes.
over at iShares.
Yes.
It's about to overtake Grayscale, which was in the business certainly a lot longer. You look at the gains since January 11th when it first came about.
Yes.
Have you ever seen this much inflow this quickly into
IBIT is the fastest growing ETF in the history of ETFs. Nothing has gained assets as fast as IBIT in the history of ETFs.
So Ether is next with a
Yes, they started talking about Ethereum shit.
Ethereum.
So
Actually, do you actually like for once, do you think that if they eventually, launch Ethereum's ETFs, do you think it will be as good as Bitcoin's ETF? Do you think the growth would
No.
be as good as that?
no, but I think they will launch Ethereum. Again, can you see the screen?
an ETF?
We'll see.
Yes,
No.
no, it's
Now,
visible.
okay. So they talked about. We asked about Ethereum ETF.
Fast as IBIT in the history of ETFs.
So Ether
Yes.
is next with an ETF?
We'll see. That's,
minute,
that's under registration.
Okay, so let's just not talk about your
So,
product.
Right.
Talk
like-
about Ether. The SEC, there's lots of
I mean,
noise
there are a lot of
about them.
Yes.
Right. So there are a lot of reasons for this much money to like get directly into Bitcoin's ETF. But the question is that do you think it will continue even when the prices start slowing down of Bitcoin? Post-halving, I mean, by year end, when the
Yeah.
bull run is exhausted. Do you think that will still happen?
I think what people are expecting is a major downturn. So whether we had a four, this is the fourth halving. So if Bitcoin repeats its all past previous cycle, so it is destined to fall 50 to 60, 70% from the all-time high. So if that happens, then we will see many things getting unfold, some bankruptcies, even few ETFs got ETF run, same just like a bank run will go to ETF run, some ETF will show dishonesty and they won't hold enough one-on-one Bitcoin. So there will be volatility. Yes.
And
So
that's
that-
also like not even considering that that all of these ETF merchants, BlackRock and all, they hold their Bitcoin on Coinbase, right? So if
Yes.
Coinbase decides to dupe them tomorrow, that is also going to cause a lot of volatility.
Yes, I think
Right.
that is the main concern. I think I don't know who is talking about that this thing, but there is a T+1 settlement. So once BlackRock they buy Bitcoin, Coinbase has to give them custody of their Bitcoin within 1 day, like T+1 after 1 day. So we don't know how does Coinbase is how is Coinbase delivering them Bitcoin, because Coinbase can say this is our address and see the Bitcoins, and keys are with Coinbase. So Coinbase can double spend, right?
Hmm.
So if they try to do an Fidelity, I think Fidelity shows their Bitcoin address, like they are they are
Hmm.
they are they are showing complete transparency. I think it's Fidelity only. So if Fidelity shows transparency, so if something like this thing happen, or if some on-chain analyst will show this like like this error, or what do you say, mismatch of the Bitcoin balance. So there will, like, people will sell this BlackRock ETF and move into Fidelity, or directly move into on-chain Bitcoin. So yeah, that's the risk. Like, that's the risk. The Coinbase can, like, I am expecting the fall of Coinbase like within 10 years. Like, there is a US government behind it, but but if even if they try to save Coinbase, they will pump Bitcoin like 2x, 3x, 4x.
Right. So like the prices are obviously like expected to go up for
Yes.
the upcoming months. You think something can happen that
Thanks,
could
Punjabi
like
Satoshi. Punjabi Satoshi zapped us 420 sets. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
thank
Thanks
you,
for your support. Uh,
thank you so
yes.
much.
Yeah, every set
So
matters. Yeah.
indeed, that's kind of the thing we're going for.
Yes.
Right. So as I was speaking, do you think there's something that we could have like some event that could potentially slow down the the growth rate of Bitcoin right now? And something could
Yes.
happen during the what point?
Yes.
What could it
Yes.
be?
Like, if what if this this they don't buy real Bitcoin. These all ETFs provider, they don't buy real Bitcoin. They just show everyone that they hold this much amount of Bitcoin, and they don't really
Hmm.
buy those Bitcoins. So because this is a USDT, like dollar in, dollar out, right? Like, the customers, the buyers
Yeah,
of ETF, they can't withdraw their Bitcoin. They have to sell their ETF. So if anyone, like,
right,
yeah, yeah, this is the price up, they can issue the paper Bitcoin, right?
right.
So, but FTX tried to do this thing, and they got bankrupt. So if
FTX was
like US government didn't save them. So if
FTX was FTX was a scam, and actually that's another thing. We had these two exchanges, Binance and FTX during
yes,
that time, and FTX was the one that was following all of American government's rules,
yes,
and Binance was actually like not following the rules that the government set up, and FTX still like crashed, and the government didn't bail them out. No one bailed them out. Like
yeah, no one will let out
that's
there.
another thing. No one's
Yeah,
going to bail these guys out then.
but like, US government will bail out BlackRock. No, don't you think so? Because
BlackRock is just too big. BlackRock is just too big. That's they'll have to,
they will
otherwise
have
it's
to.
over.
So Coinbase have to show some transparency with the SEC.
They should ideally they should show transparency to
Yes,
everyone, but
and
yes, it needs to be a everyone.
it is in between them, right? So between SEC and Coinbase, we don't know what is happening. It's a black box. Like, is it? I don't know. Is it those data? Is it public or not? Like, can we check it? Can we verify it?
We can't. Not right now.
I think we can't. Na?
That's
Like,
what's
we,
required.
yes,
Transparency. If there's no transparency in this stuff, then like
yes,
we talked about this during the last stream too. You just killed the entire purpose of the technology,
yes.
and like that's obviously that's not a good thing at all.
But it's a part of Bitcoin journey, I believe, because the world is full of shit, like full of corruption, and Bitcoin is like a true light, or we can say the truth machine, or an immutable ledger. So it's non corruptible. So whatever happens on Bitcoin based chain is like embedded like the history, but you can manipulate things around the Bitcoin blockchain, and if you fail, then you will get wrecked. So they will try to, because their whole life has been like they have been full control of this financial system. They think that they can control everything, and they can manage the economy, and they can benefit from that thing. But I believe like Bitcoin, they will fail against Bitcoin. So so this game will not run like few like 4 or 5 years. Like if they do show some क्या बोलते हैं, like dishonesty, they will like we will see it by the end of this decade, like or after like just before the next halving, like to 2028 halving, that can like. So did I show you what FTX tried to do? Like they on the chart, like they we had like in 2021 we have double top, right? We had double top.
Yeah.
So after the
Yeah.
first top, FTX didn't buy Bitcoin from the customers fund, and they started shorting Bitcoin. So Bitcoin couldn't break for like 69 60. They Bitcoin did go above 65,000, went up to 65,000 69, and then the FTX was not buying from the was not buying using that customers fund. So Bitcoin couldn't go like 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, and cycle got over, euphoria got over, and we had a drawdown. So Bitcoin came from 69,000 to 30,000 again.
Mm.
That 30,000, like FTX tried to long the market, but
Yeah.
no one was buying, everyone was selling. So
Yeah.
Bitcoin after their long, Bitcoin did went up like 10-20%, but then it went below 30, 25, 20, and 15, 19, and when it went below 20, 15, 16, they got bankrupt, like they didn't have any money. So they tried to time the Bitcoin market, but they couldn't. They couldn't.
Yep.
Did you
See,
see
that's the thing.
like
Yeah.
25th lunar eclipse?
Yeah, I
Uh,
did see it. I don't think anything notable happened that day. Or did
like
it?
we had a like it was a bullish confirmation from me. Like daily chart was Monday pump. Like Monday was a lunar eclipse.
Yep.
So yeah, we like I think you also know how to read chart, like because
Yeah.
you you were used to trade these markets before, and I used to also trade these markets. So
Yeah, it's a swing high. It looks like a
it
swing
got
high.
breakout, like it gave the
Yeah.
breakout,
Yeah.
and
The swing high and then it went up. Yeah.
yes, and 20th March, the equinox was a daily bullish engulfing.
Yep. It like totally ate up the red candle, the big red
Yes.
candle.
Yeah, so I'm also exploring, and the next is 8 April is a solar eclipse. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Do you have any like expectations, or are you just going
Yeah, I'm
to
expecting like 80,000.
one by the 8th?
Yes, like just first or second week. First or second week. First or second week.
Right.
Mm.
That's
Okay.
that's fairly good. Yeah.
Mm. You were saying
8th is
something before that, like, yeah.
I keep saying a lot of things. I keep forgetting
Okay.
them. That's fine.
So
Okay. What
grayscale,
is this?
okay, you can see the screen, right? So grayscale
Yep. Yep.
has like, no, let's see this before that. So this is daily inflow outflow. 27th March yesterday.
Mhm.
Yesterday was also, yeah, it was net positive, 243 million, $243 million. Okay, and grayscale GBTC is still selling. They are selling. They are selling. They are selling. And so yeah, I bit BlackRock acquired $323 million of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
FBTC acquired only one and a half. Some
Yeah.
okay. So this is the thing, like Grayscale. Grayscale holds 3,35,000 Bitcoin. BlackRock holds 2,250,000
Mhm. Mhm.
Bitcoin. So it's almost like 80% of the Grayscale.
Yep.
We can also see the chart. Yes, this is the chart. Like blue is GBTC, and where is IBIT? IBIT is green. Right? So IBIT is green. So
Yep.
I think within 2-3 months BlackRock will be the largest holder of Bitcoin. But we don't know whether they hold Bitcoin or on their balance sheet or not, right? So I don't
That'll be
know. Did you see
interesting.
anyone asking, like anyone? I don't know. Like no one is raising this thing, and I think Dylan Leclerc. We should ask to Dylan Leclerc. Dylan does this thing.
I mean, ideally we should, but
Yes.
like I mean, it's the chances of it happening, right?
Yeah. It's the same SEC is behind them.
Yep.
So FTX SEC was behind the FTX, and still FTX happened. So like this can happen, and this will happen. Like there will be, and people will get wrecked on this ETF
Eventually, yes. I mean,
eventually.
I'd like to believe otherwise, honestly, because a lot of people, even I know people that are buying ETF of Bitcoin just because they don't want to hold Bitcoin itself.
Yes, but
I
ETF is a
I
shit
really
coin.
hope it is. It just murdered the purpose of Bitcoin, but like I still don't want it to like dump because people have their money invested in this. If something like this happens again, then I think it will take some time to rebuild the trust that Bitcoin has established in itself because this won't be just a Coinbase thing. This will
Yes,
be a Bitcoin thing too because this was Bitcoin's ETF.
yes.
So I'm really hoping it doesn't happen, honestly.
Like I still think that it's a part of, like it's their ETF providers' duty to stay honest, and BlackRock and all this ETF has built their trust. So if they do it, then I don't think it will be a, like. What do you think? If any, like, not BlackRock but any other ETF are caught red-handed, like doing dishonesty in their Bitcoin purchases, what do you think? Like Bitcoin, how much crash can happen?
Uh,
Like it will be hard, right? Like if Bitcoin falls from 500,000 to 200,000, so it will be like
like
12-15 trillion dollar market cap to like 5-7 trillion dollar market cap.
it's going to be nuts if that happens. The market will go nuts if
Yeah,
Bitcoin's ETF crashes.
it will be a
Like
very
I
beautiful journey, like to
easily
show,
70%.
like, but we Bitcoiners, we know, like we are not, our Bitcoins are in Antarctica, deep frozen, deep down, like with the million years old ice, cold,
Indeed,
cold, like
but
it's, yes. But so we are, but so that's why I think it requires education, and no.
it definitely does require education. But like, if I'm to be very honest, how do I expect a single 70-year-old grandma to hold Bitcoin? As of right now, I don't think she can comfortably hold Bitcoin. And
Yes,
while I do think that in the future we will get some better solutions for holding Bitcoin, as of now, an ETF is the best way for her to hold any Bitcoin, right?
yes,
And if ETF still crashes and Coinbase dumps everyone, then I think that it won't be good for anyone. Like possibly like it could be good for a few people that are aware of this
yes.
stuff, but for everyone else, I don't think it will be very good at all.
But I think the 50-year-old or 70-year-old can still hold their Bitcoin with Swan or Unchained, maybe. Like they are super easy, also. Like they just have to,
Uh,
like simply deposit the money, and uh, they will they hold their Bitcoin in multi-partner custody. So it's safer than Coinbase, but safer than this ETF.
I mean, like if you're considering 50-year-olds in like living in Europe or living in
Yes.
America who have been exposed to this technology, yes. But
Yeah.
if you're talking about 50-year-olds in Himachal Pradesh, where like
Yes.
people my age, I'm 18, people my
Yes.
age are unable to type emails.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like take the 50-year-olds, they can barely even use their smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
let alone use it for net banking, let alone use it for Bitcoin. So I think that for this demographic is no better solution than ETFs. And if ETFs still crash, then this is the demographic which is actually going to suffer. No
Right.
other demographic is going to suffer as much as them because the people that actually know about Bitcoin, they're not buying ETFs. They're just
Yes.
holding Bitcoin for themselves. The people that are aware, that are like the people that are skeptical about Bitcoin also have like some decent financial resources and they're not like putting all of their net worth in Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
So even if ETF crashes, they won't be like completely exhausted of their
Yes.
resources. But for this demographic, these people that don't have resources or the technological literacy to control these things, I don't think it's a good thing for them to, for ETFs to crash essentially. It won't be
Yes.
good for
Yes.
them
Yes.
at all.
Yeah, but it was not even good for them while FTX crashed, but still it happened. So, like, like for them, I am not that much hopeful. So, like even FTX bankruptcy also, like so many get got wrecked because of FTX bankruptcy. So like what we can do is like the developers around Bitcoiners and all the people working around Bitcoin, they should build some easy tools. They should invest in education. They should spread like there should be some easy tools about self custody. Did you the BitKey is good by Jack Dorsey block. BitKey is also good, so people can
Yep.
one key stays in the phone, one key stays in the key, hardware key, and one key stays in the cloud. Even if you
Yep.
lose like two of three, you can still recover, like something like that. So bitkey is a
Yep.
like a Bitcoin is a, like a 10 to 50 100 times like bitkey. The bitkey by block is 10 times more secure than block, I believe.
It is secure, but once again, it comes down to technological illiteracy, right? For our
Yes.
demographic, it is like some serious things need to be made. So, like, the wallet of Satoshi is fairly easy for anyone to use. If
Yes.
something this straightforward could be implemented for the main chain so that the person can actually like take good custody of their resources,
Yes.
it will be like fairly good then, but
But I think it's hard.
that's
Like it will take time. Like
it will take time, but
yes, yes. It's a
I
part of
mean,
a
it
journey.
also
Don't you think so? It's a
it's part
part
of
of
a
a
journey.
game. No, it's a part of a
It's
game.
part of the game. I just don't like people that aren't even aware of the game to be
Yes.
casualties of the game,
Like
right?
that's
Because
why
we
we are
won't be the
doing this.
casualties. That's why we are doing this,
That's
but
why we are
we don't
doing
know
this too.
what the head of Coinbase is doing, right?
Yes, yes. Like yeah, we can talk about what we can do. We can only talk about this thing. Don't trust on Coinbase or don't trust on these ETFs. You can buy Bitcoin from the exchanges and also self custody. Self custody is not that hard. Once you lose your money in
Yeah.
ETF, then you will definitely think that yeah, I should have
Coin is
go
a
for the
scam.
self custody. I should have learned self custody. So self custody is easy, and there are so many tutorials. Like you can follow BTC session. Like you can learn self custody in about 1 hour. 1 hour. So if you are 60, seventy,
Okay.
50 years old, so you can ask for about ask your children and like ask your grandchildren. They can teach you and they can hold Bitcoin. Like it's still doable, right? It's still doable. Like once if you consider the ETF bankruptcy risk, then self custody is easy.
It's like once again, it's easy for us, but it's not easy for the demographic, right?
Yes, yes, I yeah.
And the demographic that we're talking about, it's not easy for them. Like,
Yeah, I think the 60, 70 years should not hold their like this, um, and so they are letting their wealth get like evaporated at 10 15% annually. That's okay.
that
That's
is
the
not
only
okay at all
choice. Like
either.
that's the only choice they have. Like that's the only choice they have.
And they have ETFs. They have ETFs, and while ETFs do pose a massive risk, they do have that option to either like let 10% of their wealth evaporate every year or keep an XX amount of ETF with them.
Yes.
and take the gamble of like everything eroding away that way.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a non-zero possibility of
Hmm.
ETFs lasting. I think there's definitely a good chance of discrepancy because once again FTX was the biggest like crypto player of their time,
Yes.
and they blasted America.
Hmm.
It very well might happen again. So
Yeah.
let's just hope it doesn't. Let's just hope it doesn't.
Yeah. Let's hope it. Let's hope they don't show any like dishonesty. They buy. They have full reserve. Like let's hope they have full reserve.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
I,
But
I think
like
your
in
video is
case they
blurry.
don't,
I don't know why.
it's
Can you?
blurry.
Yes. So we have 5 viewers right now. So hello guys, this is SatSang. I am Bhavik. My co-host is Sambhav. We are streaming from India. SatSang is a weekly show where we discuss Bitcoin, NOSTR, what's happening in India around Bitcoin and NOSTR, other some geopolitical things. Uh, and we are using Zep.stream. Thanks to Kiran for building this beautiful tool. And, people can zap us directly, and like they can show their support. So thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, this video will also go to YouTube on our satsang channel, but right now we are only streaming on zap.stream.
Cool,
So
cool.
okay,
Okay.
should we move to the next topic? Like let's see.
Sure. Sure.
uh,
We had a good
Clark Modi.
chat on
Let
ETFs.
me show Clark Modi. Yes.
Yep.
So Bitcoin price is $70,440. Cents per dollar is 1,420. You can buy only 1,420 sets per $4. So dollar is getting more and more worthless. Market cap is $1.39 trillion all time. So we are near all time high. It's 70. We are above back. We are above 70,000 again.
Yep.
You
The
all time
peak
high was
was
like we are only from like 4%, 4.5% down from all time high.
yep. It was like 73,800 last time. So
Yes,
we are
7,300, like four
how
and a half
much?
percent. It's
Like,
also showing there, like you can see
uh,
here. Say it's 4.5%.
yeah, minus 4.5%. Yep.
Okay. So gold. Okay. What else? What else? Block height and all these things. Okay. Block height. We are at the 8,36,653 block. Let me also open the
Yep.
mempool. I love the mempool site. Mempool.space is awesome.
Uh, it has been designed
Hmm.
with like some very good UI practices. It's very like it's just good to look at, right?
Yes, it's good to look at really. So we are
That's
at
the
8
thing.
lakh 836,653 block. The fees is around like yeah only 10 to 20 cents per byte, relatively low fees, and mempool is
Mhm.
not clear. Mempool is clear or what? Odell keeps saying like mempool will never get cleared. What do you think? Do you know about this thing?
Mempool is never getting cleared. I agree with him on that.
How like what is the mempool?
The transaction thing is basically just that. Like mempool is the thing that keeps track of all the transactions that are being sent to the
Incoming
network.
transactions, right?
Incoming transactions from that are being sent to different nodes. Yeah, I agree with him. The mempool is never getting cleared.
Never
It's just
getting
not
cleared.
happening.
Okay. So right, we still have like more than 1 lakh transactions pending.
Yeah, that's just 1 lakh. Eventually, we'll have a lot
100.
more, which is actually kind of concerning because
Yes.
all of these sites, they use a lot of computing power to keep track of all these transactions.
Oh.
If you take into account
Yes.
how many more transactions are going to come up in like each year,
Yes.
it's definitely going to be a bit concerning.
Okay.
And that's the thing with mempool. It's just contains all the transactions being poured into the network.
Okay.
And yeah, it's not getting cleared. Okay.
It's not getting cleared, and
Transaction.
but these miners, they don't, like, they only keep like 500 MB or 1 GB of mempool data. Like, they don't store, and they don't store it for like more than 3 days, 30 days, or something like that. If your fees is too low and your transaction can't get in the block like 30 days, so it will get cancelled, and then you can spend your UTXO.
That's just one aspect of it. There are
Yes.
going to be like thousands more incoming transactions. I
Okay.
can just send a transaction every Tuesday and the mempool won't clear. So
Okay.
obviously it's never getting cleared.
It's never getting cleared, but I was asking,
Mhm.
if I set the fees at like 2 sets per vbyte, right? So right now the
Mhm.
fee is at 21, 13, and 16. Like, low
Yeah.
priority is 13 sets per vbyte. So I set 2 sets per vbyte, and let's assume like 2 sets per vbyte. That fees, like, 2 sets per vbyte fees, like it never comes in 2 months. So what happens to my
Mm.
transaction? Like, what happens to my, I can't spend my UTXO till
Mhm.
if I have broadcasted the transaction.
Now you can't.
So, like, is it good thing? Like, is it like my transaction,
I
like,
think there should be, yeah, I think there should be some more leeway for transactions like this,
yes,
but I
like I
don't
can
think it's
broadcast,
definitely.
if I can broadcast the cancellation of the transaction to all the nodes, or maybe who does this thing? Like, how can I broadcast the cancellation of the transaction?
Just, I mean, that is another thing. We can definitely like, I think it is doable, but not right now. I
Okay.
don't think it's doable right now because the network has just gotten too big, and
Hmm.
it's an aspect which I don't think anyone is really working on.
Yeah, miss, my
I think,
my my transaction was pending for 1 month, and then fees got below 9 sets per vbyte, and then it got suddenly cleared.
yep,
So I had to wait for one month to spend my UTXO. Okay.
that's an aspect of Bitcoin which I think can be improved, but
Hmm.
it's one aspect which I think can be improved, but
Yes.
I don't know how will be improved.
Okay. So there are reachable Bitcoin nodes. Let's come again here. 18,000 reachable nodes. Do you know? See these percentage tone nodes. Like 63,000 nodes are reachable, unreachable, out of total
Mhm.
nodes. You know this thing. These are Fibonacci. Like
Uh,
it varies. Like it stays around 61. See this. Total nodes are 18,000, like,
yeah.
online. Not available, like Tor, 63% are Tor. Like, you can see sometime it is around 60%, sometime it's around 59, 61, 62. So if you see the daily average, it will hover
Mhm.
around 61.8. 61.8.
Mhm.
And the second is Germany. Germany has 9.17%. This is also Fibonacci number. The Fibonacci of a
Mhm.
Fibonacci of a Fibonacci of a Fibonacci is 9. Like, if you take the Fibonacci of 61.8, it is 38.2. If you take the Fibonacci
Mhm.
of 38.2, it will be 23.6. Again, you take Fibonacci, it will be
Mhm.
14.5. Again, you take Fibonacci, it will be 9.1. So you see
Mhm.
this, like, so I got the domain like 61.80.com. Like, we can somehow we can set this the stream link for that site, like for SatSang. We can use that site 61.80.com. People can go there. There will be stream, like, that's what RHR is doing. See, rhr.tv/stream. Oh, can we do this? Like, I don't know.
RHR.tv.
Again,
Yeah, sure. We
slowly.
can. Hold on. You want to create a redirect or
See, this is rhr.tv, है ना?
right?
Nostalgia, Twitch, YouTube. So for satsang, we can, like, we have domain 61.80.com. So here is
Yeah,
Nostal live
sure.
stream chat. Someone can go here and just directly watch our stream like this for, like, order,
Sure,
and
sure.
that we can do. Okay.
Yep. Doable. Doable. Doable.
So reachable nodes are, this thing always fascinates me. See, it hovers around 63. Like like there
Mhm.
are like 61% people don't want to show their node IP, right? Node IP.
They don't.
So how beautiful it is, like it's Fibonacci 61.8. It's the like the creation number. Okay. Total capacity lightning thing. Lightning is going good. Like the main other thing is the Bitcoin blockchain is 636 GB. Running a node will require you 636 GB of hard drive space. Let's see the mining data hash rate. What is the hash rate? Hash rate is at 594 exahash per second. Here,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And the next difficulty is at 11th April. I think we just had
11th
a
April.
difficulty adjustment. Like, when was the previous difficulty? It must be around.
I don't
This
think, I think the 11th April was the one. Yeah, I think it
is
was
the next.
today.
It must be today.
Oh,
Like,
let me think about
it happens every 2 week. So 11th April is
every
11th
weeks.
April is
11th April minus 14.
Thursday.
This, it should have happened like today.
Yeah.
Today or to,
Yes, today.
yeah.
Yes, definitely. Because recently, like it has happened just 11th April. Yeah, Thursday. Next Thursday to Thursday. Next to next Thursday.
Yep, yep.
How can we see the difficulty adjustment here? Can we? How can we check like when was the last difficulty adjustment?
Just have to Google it. I don't
Okay.
really know.
Okay.
Difficulty
Let's skip it.
algorithm.
No problem. Let's skip it. We are learning. So okay. Do you want to talk about this thing right now or no? Like we have many things to discuss. This pub key,
Um,
no.
Sure, let's talk about. I mean, whatever fits you. We are cool with that. Whatever fits
You want
you.
to talk about fees, like fees and subsidy, like the halving is coming.
Yep.
So how,
Okay.
or like, I think that is not technical.
It's
Right,
not.
okay. So I don't know. Can we talk about difficulty? How or
Yeah, sure.
hash nonce?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that. Like, what is mining?
Okay. Mining is it's the process with which the Bitcoin network validates the blockchain and also generates new Bitcoin. It is a competition between a bunch of global supercomputers where whoever wins gets the Bitcoin and also gets to like be the one that publishes the new block into the network. Right? You know what a
Yes,
blockchain is, right?
yes,
It's just a collection of blocks linked where the block that is at the front is linked to the block that is just behind it.
yes,
That is basically a blockchain.
yes,
The process via which mining works is so you have a concept of adding transactions to a block, right? You can
Hey
add
Siri, stop.
an
Sorry.
yeah, you can add an X number of transactions to a block, right?
Yes,
And the way mining works is that it gives your computer a problem. It gives you a problem, a mathematical problem. The problem is that okay, this is getting a bit deep. Let's
yes,
talk about hash functions first, okay?
yes. Hash function first. Okay.
So a hash function is basically a digital signature
Yes,
of a piece of text. Of a piece of text, a piece of information that can be that is just a digital fingerprint of it. I can type the letter A, and if I hash it, it
okay.
will mean that I obtain the digital fingerprint of that character A with this
Yes,
specific algorithm. There are different ways to hash a function,
okay.
different ways to obtain a digital fingerprint, but for one hash function, every single different character will have a different fingerprint. It's a one-way
Okay,
process where if I hash something, I cannot retrieve what the original thing was. Okay?
okay. We can't decrypt it.
You cannot decrypt it. You cannot
It's a
decrypt
one-way
it. I
function,
can
can we
just
say? It's a one-way function.
It's a one-way function. I
Okay.
can just write something like XYZ, some random secret to you, and I can hash it. And I
Yes.
can show to the world that this is the hash. And I can openly challenge the world that, yeah, sure, go on ahead and try to decrypt it. And the
Okay.
world won't be able to do it. It's
Yes.
it's that powerful.
Yes.
The way mining works is it takes a block.
Yes.
Every single one of these mining servers will have its own block, and it gives them a difficulty challenge. The
Okay.
challenge is
Yes.
to to generate a hash,
Yes.
which generate to hash the block, take all the content inside the block, all the transaction data and
Okay.
everything, and generate a hash function of the block which contains a specific pattern.
Okay.
The pattern can be whatever you want it to be. Like, I mean, in a general Bitcoin server, I think it's a bunch of zeros at first,
Yes.
right? The number of zeros increase, the difficulty level also increases with that,
Yes.
with the hash function, right?
Some less than that number, less than some number.
Yeah, yeah, just some X number of zeros should be present in the hash,
Okay.
right? This is how this works. Now,
Yes.
if you think about it,
Okay.
if if a block is supposed to have its own digital signature, right?
Hmm.
Then there is no way to change the digital signature of the block,
Okay.
right? This
Okay.
means that there has to be some field in the block which should be adjustable. That field needs to be adjustable
Okay.
so that the with the signature of the block can change,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Because we cannot really change the transactions of the block.
Yes. Yes.
The We
Yes.
cannot
Yes.
change anything in the block.
Any previous
We
thing
can
which is coming from the previous block, we can't change it. No.
Yeah, we cannot change that either. We cannot
Yes.
change the previous block's hash
Yes.
either.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's just not
So
possible.
we have to tag the hash of previous blocks, header,
Yeah,
other transactions,
yeah. We'll have to
and
take
also
the
add
hash of
the
yeah.
nonce.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting
You're
at.
trying
So
to
the
yes, explain nonce, right? You're trying to explain
yeah,
nonce. Okay, go
yeah.
on.
So there needs to be one field in the block that needs to be that can be changeable, and that
Yes.
field is nonce.
Okay.
Nonce is something that it's just a field you can change, you can tamper with, and if you change it enough times, there is a good chance that you will get a hash the with the pattern
Required.
that was inscribed. Yeah, the pattern is a bunch of zeros in the first like 30 places, let's say. Not
Yes.
30 places, that'd be too difficult, but
Yes.
an X
It's
number of
around
zeros.
18, like 18, 19 zeros right now. First, like out of
Yeah,
256 bit, first
yeah,
18, like less than that number.
yeah. The
So
hash produced should have like,
hash
yeah,
should have these number of zeros, right?
yeah, in the
So
first,
how do you
yeah.
find the so what is nonce?
It is the value which can be changed in a block so that the hash of the block
Yes.
matches this value,
Okay.
matches this pattern, satisfies this pattern, right? You're understanding it, right?
Yes, I'm getting it. Actually, I know it, but yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen the lectures. Like I've seen the entries talking about how the mining works, how the difficult adjustment gets work. But I
right.
also want to know it more in detail.
Basically, this is how nonce works.
Hmm.
And like to the way to change nonce is to like just start from zero and go till trillions and centillions. That's just the way to change nonce,
Yes.
right? And these supercomputers are just designed to do that.
Yes.
They are designed to do this specific type of math so that the hash can be produced extremely quickly and can be checked to see if the pattern is equal or not.
Okay.
That is basically nonce. That is how this works.
Hmm.
And whichever, like, so a bunch of miners all over the world are doing this right now.
Hmm.
And whichever miner first finds this correct value of the nonce gets to keep the Bitcoin as the reward, and the 6.0 what is it, 6.25
6.25
right now, the fees?
right now. Yes,
Yeah,
6.25.
the blocks, yeah, the block reward, that's the block reward. The block reward and the transaction fee,
Yes,
they get to keep all of it.
yes,
That is how this system works.
yes.
Mining, this is basically mining in a nutshell.
Thank you.
And this difficulty, yeah, and this
Yes, yes.
difficulty level is just us making sure that so that in
No
so
one is
that
solving block like in less than 10 minutes on average.
no one is solving the block in less than 10 minutes or in more than 10 minutes. That
Even not
is
even more than, yes. So block comes
that's
at
the
every 10
goal.
minutes.
Yeah, correct.
Yes,
That's pretty much what we want with the
yes.
difficulty value thing.
Okay.
Blocks to retarget is that's just how
Yes,
difficulty
1999.
works.
Yes. So
Yeah.
1099, 999 blocks remaining for the next difficulty target. So difficulty target,
Yep.
difficulty gets adjusted every 2016 blocks, every 2016 blocks. So it
Yeah,
has only
correct.
been 17 blocks since the difficulty got adjusted.
Yeah.
17 blocks. So now we can see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, difficulty got adjusted like around 3 hours ago. 3 and 2 or 3 hours
Yeah.
ago. Okay.
Yep.
And
That is how difficulty works. It just takes in it takes in the time it took to mine the previous X number of blocks,
yes,
and it sees if the average is 10 minutes, and if it is not, then it increases the difficulty, and if it is like if it is
less
if
than
it is more than 10 minutes,
more
then
than.
it decreases the
Yes.
difficulty.
So this difficulty adjustment function looks at the previous 2 weeks block, right?
Yeah, correct. The
And
previous 2x something block. Yeah.
okay, previous 2 week blocks and see the time. But do they know time? Like how do they know time?
I think it's
Like we are
they
feeding the
just
time into Bitcoin blockchain. Like we are feeding the time.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the time it took to like it just works that way. Just
Yeah,
takes the
time is the
time and it
anchor. Like we are and this hash rate and difficulty is through which Bitcoin is linked to the digital world, you know, with like time.
yep.
Like Gigi says it nicely. Are you getting me? What I'm trying to say and what Gigi told ki uh, Bitcoin is a time chain. Bitcoin is time
Hmm.
chain. There is a time in the physical world. So to
Hmm.
keep track of time in the Bitcoin world, Bitcoin
Hmm.
blockchain, what the difficulty adjustment and the mining. So block comes every 10 minute. So the anchor is 10 minute, the outside world timing, the real timing, in the physical realm, whatever the timing is, and according to that, the block, the difficulty gets adjusted so that blocks come at every 10 minute. So that's how
Yes, correct.
Bitcoin is keeping the time of the is like keeping it's connected to the real world. So it's in the digital world, totally digital world, but it is connected
Hmm.
with time and to connect to use that hash rate and difficulty adjustment. These miners requires energy. So this requires proof of work.
Hmm.
This requires work. So someone
Hmm.
is the miners are doing real work in the physical world. They get the hash, the asking hash, the minimum, the layer zero
Hmm.
market, the asking
Hmm.
the whatever the nonce or whatever the hash is, and whoever finds hash get the block. So it's beautiful.
No,
Like yeah, it's
that's correct.
beautiful. Hmm.
Yeah, it really is something to make a technology that is designed to solve the monetary crisis of the world intermix with actual physical life.
Hmm.
That is definitely something.
Yes. Let's move on to our next thing. What is next?
Hmm.
Sorry. So okay, mempool is 68 MB and everything is good. Fee is only 13 cents per V byte. It's relatively even low, so it's good.
Hmm.
Okay. So mempool, reachable nodes.
Yep.
So yeah, okay. Now let me open my list like Wasabi wallet. Sorry. Yeah, let's go into some politics.
Sure.
India's top 1% income wealth share have reached historical highs. So top 1% of Indians hold highest wealth ever. So this is wealth centralization. Fiat creates wealth centralization. Rich becomes richer, poor becomes poorer.
This is just broken in every single way.
Somehow I want to ask
You
you one
have,
thing. Yes, yes, tell me. Like, yeah,
what?
what are you saying?
Right. Now leave it. What were you asking? Let's go with that.
Many people ask me कि
Mm-hmm.
Satoshi holds 1 million Bitcoin something या फिर few 10, 20, 100, 200 people holds majority of the Bitcoin. So there is a centralization
Mm-hmm.
risk. What do you think about this? Like I have my own reasons and I don't worry about that thing. And but what do you think?
Mm-hmm. So see, Bitcoin can all just go to zero tomorrow.
Yes.
They are they are investors. These are the people that are making the biggest risk in everyone that is investing into Bitcoin. They deserve to reap the fruits of them. They found about Bitcoin before us.
Yes.
They invested into Bitcoin before us. Satoshi created the technology. He
Yes.
definitely like that's capitalism.
Yes.
If you're going to suppress invention, this is communism at its peak. You don't
Yes.
get to say that about the people that risk their stuff for
Yes.
this type of thing. You don't get to say that. It just
Yes.
doesn't make any sense. I don't even have any like. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't have any problems with income inequality as long as
Yes.
it doesn't rely on crony capitalism that is happening
Yes.
in India right now.
Yes.
As long as it's fair market competition, I think everyone deserves to reap the fruits of their vision and hard work.
Yes.
It's
Should I say
it's not
something?
centralization of power with that. Yeah,
Yes, it's not
please.
centralization, right? But is it a threat for a Bitcoin? Is it threat for Bitcoin network or Bitcoin price or something? Like, what do you think if sometimes once in a morning, like some morning, Satoshi dumps all his Bitcoin? Is it a real threat to you?
It's not a threat at all. It's
Will
why would it be a threat?
no, why would he be threatened? Like, okay, so do you think Satoshi can dump his Bitcoin?
He totally can.
Do you think he will?
I don't know. I don't know Satoshi. I don't know why he created Bitcoin.
Okay, so if you read Satoshi's old discussion with the cypherpunk and do you know what was inscribed in the first block?
Something around like the
Brink of
same
a
day some bank fell. Something
yes,
happened in the American
chancellor on a
bank. Something,
brink of
right?
a second bailout.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
knew about money printing. He knew about the inflation. He knew about like if you there was a DigiCash or B money. Yes, B money was there before Bitcoin. So Satoshi only the Satoshi's invention was only the strict supply or a fixed supply or a knowable supply, like predictable supply.
Okay. Hmm.
So he knew about this thing. He knew the value of scarcity. So if he knows the value, like he knows about the thing about scarcity. So I believe he will never dump his Bitcoin to the market and get dollars. He will never touch his dollar. He or she, whoever he was or group was, they will never buy dollars. And even if he or she needs to, if they have financial need, they can sell few of their dollars Bitcoin to meet their demands. So that's the one thing ki they won't,
Mhm.
like he or she, Satoshi won't sell their Bitcoin for $1, definitely. Like he will.
Right. But they could like potentially sell it for, if humans reach that point, he could potentially sell it for the sun.
But
He could just buy planet sun,
yeah,
something.
but he will not sell it for dollars. He will sell it for, like, for house or something, or he can
And
fund.
that's the
He
thing.
can, like, otherwise, if he donates for open source developers, or maybe we don't know, if he buys some nation with against Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is the most. Will you trade your time with anything? Like, it's like Satoshi understand this thing. Like, Bitcoin is time. Like, Bitcoin, there is
Mhm.
only time and Bitcoin is a two like scarcest thing. There are many things which are, everything is finite, but still, if someone is paying higher prices, the production will increase, right? And the value will, like, it will lose its value. But for Bitcoin, you can't increase the production of the new Bitcoin. So there you have to bid higher. So Bitcoin, we can't buy time, but we can buy Bitcoin, and with Bitcoin we can get freedom, or we can buy time. Like if anyone's stake Bitcoin for like 4 5 years with his fiat job, after 4 or 5 years he no longer need to work for a company. He doesn't no longer need to work for a under some boss or something. He can work on
Yeah.
his project. So one
Mhm.
thing is ki, if he can't dump his whole Bitcoin, and even if he holds 5% of his Bitcoin, yes, he can reap his fruits, like fruits of his patience or invention. But the other thing is,
Mhm.
I was asking ki, is it a tech, like, is it a threat for a centralization, tech, can they control the Bitcoin network for this Bitcoin? No, right?
Absolutely not. And no,
Yes,
they're not
absolutely. So
controlling the
they
bit
don't
network
understand
or
this thing.
anything.
Like, they say ki Bitcoin, Satoshi holds this much Bitcoin, but they can't. Satoshi can't control the network. He can only sell it. He can only sell it, like,
Mm.
or he can
Mm.
invest in some business ideas. You are
Mm.
getting my voice, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
But I am not getting.
you're
Wait, I
audible.
think there is a Siri.
Okay, I found this on the web for Give BitGo support
Arey
this month
yaar,
and
what do I
control the
do?
letter. I can only send it.
I hate Siri. Like, I have to turn it off. So one thing is that Satoshi or no one can print Bitcoin like fiat,
Mm.
like the federal government can print the dollars. They already own like
Mhm.
30, 40, 50, 60% of the dollar supply, and they still can print even more if they lose the dollars, or if
Yep.
they spend their. So
Yep.
so there is no centralization risk or distribution risk in Bitcoin. No one can print more Bitcoin, so, like, everyone, like everyone is early. Even Bitcoin is $70,000, still everyone is early. It is going to 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, and then we will forget the dollars, and everything will be priced against Bitcoin. Once energy
Mhm.
gets priced against Bitcoin, like, once energy, now, right now, energy is trading against dollar, USD, like oil and dollar. Oil is the standard for the energy, and for the trade is the energy. Trading is the, like, every
Mhm.
nation's trade. They use dollar, but trading is the time, like, and the time is energy. So once Bitcoin gets, like, once every energy, like, basic production of energy gets traded against Bitcoin, ki few some number of sets for a 1 kilowatt hour of energy. Once that happens, and it is happening. If you see in the energy market, it is happening. So we will forget the six, like, dollar numbers. Bitcoin will be the primary currency.
Yep.
Okay. So wait, what are we? What क्या देख रहे थे हम? What were we saying? So wealth centralization in India.
Mm. Yep.
So this shows us that the current government is not good for the economy or not good for the country. So this government is making rich richer and poor more poorer. So
This has been happening for a big time, for a big
yeah,
while now, a very big while.
yeah, like it is happening, but not government is like the problem. The solution is not inside. Like it will not come from inside the system, right? The solution, because the problem was created by the system, so they will not provide the solution. Bitcoin will have to come.
That's not a thing.
Yes, this is next.
Modi's I saw this. Modi's India plans its own democracy index after global rankings downgrade.
Yeah, so we will publish our own democracy index for all the world. Like we will see USA is number one or whatever. Like we will rank all the nations.
So, in
Yes.
elementary school,
Yes.
whenever I scored poorly in a test,
Yes.
I just went to the teachers and I said that no, I'll check this. I
Yes.
know I wrote correctly.
Yes.
And that is what Modi ji is doing, except that at that time I was embarrassing my 8-year-old self.
Yes.
And right now Modi ji is embarrassing the biggest supposed democracy of the world.
Yes.
It's it's laughable. It's laughable.
Yeah, I will check my own paper. But USA is not like USA is not honest or something. What do we say? Like वो भी कोई दूध का धुला हुआ नहीं है. Because this who ranks this GDP, like this some institute which gets its funding from USA. So Modi said we will not follow those index. So I think it's okay. Like every country should have their own index, and they rate their country at the first rank. So that's good. Okay.
So
And
why even have ratings then? If the
yes,
ratings are not reliable, if the
yes,
original publisher's ratings are not reliable, which I agree they are not completely reliable,
yes.
what is the point then?
Yeah,
What is the point?
um, how should we rate them? We don't know. Like governments, like people should rate them, or what is the way of rating? Like how do we rate any democracy? It's all manipulative. It's all control data. Everything. And they are doing it.
People are getting,
Yes.
yeah. Well,
They will issue their roadmap. How will they do, and whatever what are, like no, they are going to produce this index before the election. Before the election, I think, yeah. Just the election is at the parliament election is at next month, 19th April, and the votes will be counted on June 4th, and so we will get to know on June 4th that Modi, how much seat Modi gets. Anything. Okay.
this is what we are witnessing is
Hmm.
the end of the systems that began from the French Revolution.
Okay. I haven't read about French Revolution, but yeah, I know something. Like it was a good revolution. It was good. I always wanted to read French Revolution.
It was a lot of beheadings essentially,
Hmm.
and a lot of. It was very interesting.
Yes. I will read it. Do suggest me some good books.
Yep. Okay, cool.
See, $5.9 billion Hong Kong asset managers value partners and VSFG have applied for a spot Bitcoin ETF. So we are seeing this, like this whole year, next year there will be so many ETF applications from all these funds around the world. Japan, we also saw in our last stream, Japan was,
Yeah.
Japan, they were also their pension fund. Yes,
Yeah,
they want
the
to.
retirement, yeah,
Yes,
the pension fund, whatever it was.
that's
Yeah.
a good thing. What's next?
So a lot of new
Yes,
money is
same.
coming into Bitcoin.
Yeah, maybe ETF.
Yep.
Uh, yes. What do you think? What do you say about this thing? JB55, like Will posted on NOSTR. I am leaning towards this for the hashed phone number that you could optionally share on your profile. Uh, you know this thing? That
Uh,
hmm?
yep, I read it and I think it could work.
Is it
Yes.
like is it doable?
It's definitely doable and it's actually very smart. Like if your friends already have your number, then they can
Yes.
just then they can just verify your hash.
Okay.
But I suppose it could also potentially lead to
Hmm.
your number getting leaked then by
Okay.
your
How
friends.
it can leak?
So what this guy is asking is to just basically hash your phone number
Okay.
and use it for your profiles to find for your friends to find your profile, right?
Okay.
And like sure, but I think it could like okay, if he's saying for name plus number, then I don't
Hmm.
think it should be like possible entirely.
Yes.
But yes, if just number alone, then yes, it could potentially get leaked.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Like we can discuss more. I will also read. We can discuss more in our next stream, like about this, because I also like this idea. But I don't know like how
Sure.
this hash work, but it looks good.
Could like it definitely is something.
Yes. So our next story.
Mm.
See this thing. Like this is very frightening for India. But because before that, I want to thank you, Reckon Graves. Reckon Graves zapped 21 sets. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
And his message is we need to make Bitcoin time chain watches. Right. Nice. We need to make Bitcoin time chain watch. So we have watch and we will see the Bitcoin blockchain, right? Bitcoin blocks coming. That would be good. That would be good. Like
I mean, sure, as a like obviously it has zero practical uses, but yeah, as a showpiece,
yeah,
it
it's a
definitely can work.
yes, like block lock, something like a block
Yep.
cover. But thank you for the
Bit
sets.
clock,
Yes,
bit clock, bit clock.
bit log. Yes, bit clock. I watch like something like I watch. I also sent you some modular, na? Like last
Modular.
2 weeks ago. GitHub project like we can
Ah,
build our
yes.
Bitcoin block like 20, 30, $40.
Yep.
We'll try
Yep.
to
Yep.
build if we get time. Like let's see.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
built my seed signer. Where is my seed signer? I built the seed
Yep.
signer. So seed signer was good. It was very good. Like I trust seed signer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
So 600 lawyers write to Chief Justice of India complain of vested interest group trying to pressure judiciary. So 600 group lawyers they have written to the Justice Chief Justice Chandrachud DY Chandrachud, and they are saying that someone is trying to manipulate the court system, judiciary system, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
about the action of it. Is trying to pressure the judiciary, influential judicial process, and defame courts on the basis of frivolous logic and sell. So under the current government and any government, we will see the what do we say? We will see the क्या कहते हैं इसको कि हानि पो हमें we will हमें हमें ये जो राइट्स है वो टूटते दिखेंगे. How will we say in English? We will see the violation of rights.
Right. Yeah, correct.
Yes, violation of rights. Yes, this is my way or highway project work. So I found this story interesting. Like these, like 600 lawyers are writing to the Chief Justice of India. He do something. The court is getting like मैनिपुलेट हो रहा है, कंट्रोल करने की ट्राई कर रहे थे, ट्राइंग टू कंट्रोल.
Like, I mean, to be fair, like it has been controlled for a while now.
Yes, yes, I think yeah, court, I think Indian court has and any court has never been in a full independent, like even in the during the rule of Congress or even during the rule of BJP, like they always try to
Mm. See, the thing was that I don't really like.
hmm,
So the thing was that during Congress's rule,
yes,
the courts weren't really fair for the top 0.1% people on the petitions.
mm-hmm,
At this point, the courts are not fair for anyone.
mm-hmm,
So there is like not much point in having courts
mm-hmm,
right now.
mm-hmm.
The justice in India has lost pretty much all of its meaning. The
Yes,
it's
It's all manipulative.
justice
It's
should
all
be,
controlled. Yes.
it should be, and like
Hmm.
people would rather like do nothing about something unless it's a heinous crime. People would rather not do anything about it than go to the court
Hmm.
because they know it that the courts will just drag things out and make their lives a pain.
Yes.
That's
And
that's a country
everyone
losing
wants
its.
to stay away from the case and all these things like court case.
Yeah,
We
they
don't want to.
shouldn't. If you have been wronged
Hmm.
in any way, you should rely on the courts.
Yes.
If the courts lose their meaning, who are the people going to rely on?
Yes.
It's it's a very it's a very depressing state of affairs, honestly.
Do you believe Bitcoin will fix this? Like you don't know. Like you
Possibly,
still don't know. Like how? Like
I don't know, but
yeah.
it like if I'm supposed to believe in Mr. Lowry's theory of soft war,
Yes.
of using Bitcoin for non-physical
Yes.
warfare, then yes, it
Yes.
definitely is going
We
to
should also discuss
mess up.
that Prout because what Lowry says and decentralization and the Schelling point, the Prout PROUT, you know,
Yep.
Baba Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar. So yeah, like, even if we get time, then we will definitely read it and then we'll try to discuss because
Yep.
that's some like yeah we can do this because uh, that Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar was a very legendary, like he was a very genius and he knew like more than 30-40 language at the age of 7 or 8. So he's a miraculous person and he wrote so many thousand poems and 5 volume of progressive utilization theory. He talked so much about decentralization of the governments and he also wrote about quantum technology like he also give the name for the fundamental particle of the universe. He also wrote in physics, also in literature. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Some next time.
How did he do it, and at what age did he do that?
Like I have to read. Like we have to like my one of my friend used to discuss like before 7, 8, 10 years ago, and after Bitcoin, this all makes sense to me. Whatever he was saying, but I haven't read Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar much. I only his like I have one small book. It's a very beautiful book. The first line was everything is like everything is evoluting or going towards animation from the non animation. So everything is the universe try to move towards liveliness. That was the
Mhm.
first one. We will discuss like it is a spiritual thing, but yeah, we can discuss sometime. It's a philosophical thing,
Yep.
not spiritual thing. But yeah, okay.
Yep. Done.
Let's this thing. I'll be. Let me share the screen again. What is this
Sure.
like shortcut to in Discord so that I can directly share the screen?
I don't think there's any shortcut for like sharing
Okay,
your screen.
keyboard shortcut. Okay. So LB extension, I have been using LB extension. Here is LB extension. You know, you can get that.
Mm-hmm.
I have 25 sets, and I can sign my Nostr login and zap.stream. I don't have to paste my NSEC every time, so it reduces the
Right.
risk. So it was available for Chrome. So now LB extension support came from Safari browser.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice. Like Apple users Safari, so Mac and iOS both. So good level. Now I can use it from my iOS. I have been using Google Chrome in my iPhone, but now I can use in my iOS.
Yep.
So you use the
That's
you.
nice.
Did you use it? Like are you using it somehow?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
No, it's a good
No.
extension. Like every time, see if I open this primal, so it open. I just need to it the browser just sign the event like everything. You know, I can also
Mm-hmm.
I can I can also allow it permanently. Like don't ask me again, just approve every time. I also do it, but I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trusting the extension much. So that's the good thing.
Right.
LB extension. Fedi was launched. Fedi Bravo. So
Yep.
federated eCash will be big thing, and
Yeah.
Bitcoin is scaling. So it's a scaling protocol or scaling. What do we say? It's a Bitcoin scaling proposal.
Solution.
So scaling solution, right? Like
Yep.
धीरे धीरे we will go to go deep into some of this topic once we know the technical.
Yep.
Like only two stories
Definitely.
are remaining. Hedgehog protocol for asynchronous
Mhm.
layer 2 Bitcoin payments. They are using eCash, and we can see Hedgehog is a protocol for two-party payment channels. Hedgehog channels are similar to Lightning channels, but with a few competitive benefits such as offline receive capabilities. Offline receive capabilities. If you are offline, I can also send you, and you can receive it. I don't know how, but yeah, you can still receive it once you go offline. Once you go online, it will sync like whatever the
Mhm.
last transaction, something like that. So people are discussing about Hedgehog, and Kai also tweeted about these incredible super testers just invented a new type of payment channel with offline receive. So yeah, so it's I think it will be good for privacy.
Possibly.
Yeah, because offline, so there will be they are using eCash, so eCash is private. The user experience is similar to eCash protocols like Cashu except with no server. I don't know they are using but we can cover this thing Hedgehog in detail if you like, if you want to go for more detail in technical, like if you want to go into technical, or and
Sure.
like if
Definitely.
you like, I don't know whether I will be able to cover it, but yeah, yes, I am learning slowly. Okay.
Sure. We can talk about
Yeah.
Hedgehog too.
Julian Assange granted right to fight extradition to US. So UK court ruled that Assange can't immediately be extradited to the US on espionage charges. WikiLeaks.
Right. This guy.
So it's good
I
for
heard
him. Like
about him.
yes.
Yeah. He like this guy's supposed to have like
Mm.
he was jailed for 10 years for like doing stuff for Bitcoin.
Yeah, he published all the like US government Afghanistan attack and data and some secret
Oh,
in 2011. He was working with
okay. I didn't
CIA.
know
He was working with CIA, and then he published their data, and he was
that. Hmm.
journalist. And I think he didn't even publish it. Like he didn't even publish it. He said someone published it, and he just shared that data. Someone published it. He just shared those data on his profile. Someone published it. Someone leaked it. He didn't even leak it. It was all open in the public. He just shared it. You know,
Right.
and
Right.
then and now US is like US want to extradite him. US want to kill him, murder him, whatever. But now, yeah, people are fighting. His wife is also fighting, and Bitcoiners. So many Bitcoiners are with him. So let's
Yeah.
hope. Like let's stand with Julian Assange. He
The
exposed US at some very good
world
extent.
needs people like him. The world needs people like him. People like him are
Yes,
what keep humanity running. Without people like Julian, there's
yes.
nothing
Only
anymore.
single one man.
Literally.
One of my friend in 2011, he told me about Julian Assange. He told me about WikiLeaks, but he didn't know about Bitcoin at that time.
Right.
But he in 2011 he told me about WikiLeaks. But
Right.
WikiLeaks US suspend all his banking accounts. So WikiLeaks was getting funding from with in Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin news came first through this Julian Assange news, WikiLeaks news. The first Bitcoin news was because of Julian Assange. Like mainstream
Mm,
media didn't know about Bitcoin before that.
right.
I think their last story, Machankura version 2.0.
Yep.
So the developer is Kogatostonako, I think African guy. So he developed some OS or something, an app or something. So people can use those old mobiles, like Nokia, so the normal basic phone, and they can hold their keys, hot wallet, like they can hold their Bitcoin keys in their phone using like something like SIM cards, and So it's a very good for African people. They can also, African users to hold their Bitcoin private keys, sign transaction and see their UTXO balance with the use of SIM card and the phone. Like it's a pretty secure, it's a good secure, but it's a good thing. Like we don't know how much secure it is, but a very good development for like people who don't have any smartphone. Like they have to dial, somehow they have to dial that single number. They have to dial some number, star something 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 has, and so to know their Bitcoin balance, to know their Bitcoin key, and these private key are stored on the chip, and chip is sticked with the SIM card, something like that.
Mhm.
So okay,
That's technology, yeah, that's a future. Okay.
so yeah, people are building, like people are trying to scale this thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Eventually, I think they will be successful.
So I think let's end our stream here.
All right. Cool.
It was a good stream.
1 hour
Thank you.
20 minutes. Been a while.
Yeah, it is around 1.5 hour, 1 hour 20 minute maybe. 1 hour 20
Yep.
minute.
Is
Okay. So thank you Punjabi Satoshi for 420 sets. Thank you Reckon Graves for 21 sets. And we go live in the next week. I think on Thursday or some other day we will announce.
Yep.
But slowly we will keep some fixed day for our weekly stream.
Yep.
Okay,
Eventually.
let's give a goodbye everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe SatSang, like you can share it and whatever, like we don't know, like do whatever you want to do. We are just streaming it and we are
Thank you.
just covering this thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me end the stream. Yeah, bye.